Cancers, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot, and this is your reading for the month ahead. As always, if anything I say resonates, or you know it will in the future, because obviously it's not happened yet, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Let's get on with your reading. Oh, before we get on with your reading, just wanted to let you know again, I will never message you, reach out to you asking you for money. I'll never reply to your comments asking for you to message me through WhatsApp. I'll never message you on Facebook. I don't have WhatsApp or Facebook for tarot readings, and I would never ask you for money. Those are scammers. They look like me, but they're not me. So please block and report if anybody tells you to message them for a reading. Thank you so much. Let's go with your reading. What is happening for the beautiful Cancers this month? Oh, that was the worst shuffle of my life. That was really weird. I wish you could have seen how badly that was. Okay. Let's see. What is happening for the beautiful Cancers this month? Oh, the Fool card firstly. Then you have the Ace of Swords. Then you have the Five of Wands and the King of Swords. So, oh my gosh, my voice. As always, I'll talk you through these cards first and then clarify and get more out of them. The Fool card is very nice, talking about new beginnings. So for this new month, obviously you're stepping into a new beginning, but it feels bigger. It feels bigger than just your average, oh, it's the start of a month. You know what I mean? There's something where you're starting something new, you're about to embark on a new journey. You may not see it coming, but there's going to be a leap of faith or something where you have to face a fear. Or it's going to take a bit of courage to go down a new path or to commit. For some reason I'm getting it's not the new path that's the problem. It's just going to be scary for you to commit to one thing. You could be someone that likes to have multiple things happening, a lot going on. You like to multitask, you like to be a bit busy. Like you like to spread yourself quite thin. But you're going to actually do the opposite. And I'm seeing like an arrow, and you're going to, instead of like spreading yourself thin across multiple different areas of your life, you're going to be like needle focused, like an arrow on a target. And it's going to be scary because it's almost as if you're going to invest more time and effort into something. And so you're like, oh, if this doesn't work out, it's going to feel worse. Or there's some type of negative thinking around this of like, if I fail, it's going to hurt more because I've not put my eggs in many different baskets. Is that a saying? I don't know. I don't know. Some of you, it's almost like, also you could be, this could be around love. If you're like a serial dater and you like dating lots of people, you like to have lots of people you're getting to know, in case like you don't want to put anybody on a pedestal, you don't want to hype anyone up in your mind too much. So you get to know multiple people at once in order to keep them very much like grounded in reality or something, rather than, you know, if you put a lot of energy into one person, you get to know one person, it's like, oh, they're amazing, like, ah. So you, I don't know, there's something though where in September you're being called to do that, and you're being called to do the scary thing, put all your eggs in one basket. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is feeling trapped, feeling stuck when you're not stuck. You sometimes, I feel as if you're very, very intelligent, and so because you're so smart, because you have lots of I don't know why I'm getting critical thinking, but it seems like critical thinking in a bad way, of like you're very critical of, it almost seems like pessimistic of you being able to find every reason why something won't work, or you're finding every reason why you shouldn't bother, every reason why it's not going to work out for you. So there is something here, this says interference, so it could be your mind interfering, right? Like you're replaying old situations that haven't worked out in your favour. Old scenarios where you thought something was going to really be successful and it wasn't. With the Fool card, you had the courage to jump ahead and you're like, oh, but it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out for this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, and this reason. And there's something saying, get yourself out of a certain mindset, or in September you're going to find yourself doing that. You're going to find yourself with a choice to stay in this mindset of like, oh, it won't work out. It won't work out because it's never worked out before. It's never going to work out. If it was going to work out, it would have worked out by now. And there's something where it's like, break out of this cycle or it's going to repeat. If you don't break out of this cycle or this certain way of thinking, the same things are going to continue to play out in your life, right? I just feel like what's that saying? Thoughts create things. And it's like your thoughts are creating reality for you. And you better make sure you break out of a cycle, otherwise it's going to repeat. Others of you, this could be someone around you that you're showing this to, that you're kind of like introducing them to the mindset, to a mindset of they're not as trapped as they think they are. And it just feels as if with the Fool card, it might be, I feel like the Hierophant could come out because it just feels like you might be teaching that to others in some way. The Five of Wands here, conflict. Do know that when you're teaching someone or trying to get people to see something from your perspective, you are going to get conflict. You're going to get those people that go, haha, try being in my shoes. Try to be positive in my life. Try to do this if you've got this going on. And sometimes that can be a bit harsh to hear, especially if it's almost like people are assuming that your life's been sunshine, rainbows and lollipops. And yeah, you just gotta take it. You gotta take it. Like, some people don't want to be helped. There's this Eight of Swords, to me, sometimes it's the energy of you trying to help someone else and then you realize I can't help you because you don't want to be helped. And you also are, like, somebody around you is undermining or underestimating what you've gone through to get to where you are now. People might think you're lucky. People might think that you've just, like, found yourself being handed success or handed some type of wealth, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's something where you want to help others and show them the way and show them that thoughts create things and that positive thinking actually does change your world and your physical reality just from your thoughts changing. And there's always going to be those people that refuse to believe that something as simple as their thoughts could change their whole world. They don't want to think that, because that would mean actually changing. That would mean actually getting out of a stuck place. And like I said, also, they're underestimating where you've come from to get to where you are today. They think you've had things handed to you, they think that it's been easy, and it hasn't. With the Five of Wands, you could fight them on that. Five of Wands being conflict. You could fight and say, actually, my life, you know, it has not been a straight line. It's been a bumpy ride to get here. Or you could just let them fight their own battles, but I don't think they're fighting their own battles. I don't think they are. I think there's someone around you that you want to help that just likes being stuck. King of Swords is unemotional. I do think there is something telling you. Some of you, this is like a partner. This is someone you're in a relationship with. And others of you, it could be like, it feels close to you because it's like they're attached to your hip. So it's a partner, or it could be a child, it could be a parent, right? Because it's someone that is attached in some way, like this puppet, like there's someone attached to you that you want to help but you can't help. King of Swords, there is something that you need to say. There's a message you're going to deliver unemotionally, and the reason it's unemotional is if you attach your emotions to this, it's not going to be heard, and this person's going to react to the emotional way you're giving it, if that makes sense. And it just feels like if you were to communicate something fiery, then they would be like, calm down. And if you were to communicate something emotionally to them and show them empathy, they would like the empathy, and they'd cling on to the empathy and the way that you care rather than listening to the actual message. And there's the point of, like, you're going to say something and it might come across quite cold, quite factual, quite to the point, but whatever message you have to deliver, it's just important that this person hears it. Don't worry about how you communicate it, because, like I said, it almost seems important that you come across cold. Because I'm just thinking, like, if you communicate something in happiness, I don't know, there's just something about you having to be a bit, like, poker-faced about the way you deliver a message, because they're going to attach themselves to the emotions and misconstrue your intentions for the reasons why you're trying to help, for the reasons why you're telling them something. But if you say something black and white, or if you even deliver it in, like, a note or like a written letter so that they see it black and white rather than, and then they can kind of connect their own. It's almost like that annoying thing of, I usually hate messaging people now, especially people I'm getting to know, especially people that, like, if I was dating someone, I hate messaging them because they always misconstrue the way that I'm saying something. And so I'll say something lighthearted, joking, and somehow they'll read it. They always want to read it a complete different way. And it's like an argument starts, and I'm like, what are we fighting about? What are we? I was joking. I was just joking. And it won't even be harsh things I'm joking about, but they'll find a way to make it the way they want to take it. Anyways, so it's just something here where it's almost like this in a good way of you making something in a message or a letter, an email. It's up to them. It's up to them if they want to take it a harsh way. it's because they're perceiving you that way, right? It's their perception of you and their perception of themselves reflecting onto you and expecting to be treated certain ways. It's almost going to be a good thing that something you communicate or say to someone, it's going to be up to them how they take it based upon how they view themselves worthy of being communicated to. Clarify the Fool. You have the Lovers with the Fool. Like I said, some of you is putting all your eggs in one basket. Some of you are being called to actually commit to something, to have the courage to go towards love. Some of you it's marriage, some of you it's like something seems scarier than it is, because it almost seems like some of you are getting married but you already have children with someone, or you're buying a house with someone but you already have children together and you've already lived together, but it's just that you're buying a house. Like there's something that actually seems scarier than it is. Others of you, again, it's committing to someone, could be getting engaged. It's like moving to the next step and you're like, I've never done this, but it almost seems like you and this person are already more than strangers, shall we say, to say the least. Like it's like, why are you scared of this? But it's just the unknown. Clarify the Eight of Swords. You have the Hermit and the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is fear. The Hermit is kind of being alone, going inward, healing, spiritual awakening. I do genuinely feel the Hermit being healing. Now, someone's afraid to heal. Now, for a very small few of you, this is you. You're afraid to heal deeper because you know you're going to shine brighter, you know you're going to be very successful, you know your life's going to get extremely good, and you're afraid of something getting even better. Some of you are afraid to experience a whole lot of success and joy because you've done that in the past and it's been taken from you, or you don't want that high because then it's going to be a low afterwards or something, like the balance. There's something here where it's you that's afraid of healing because you know there's going to be success that comes after it. Or even through it, if that makes sense. Others of you, this is someone around you, they're afraid to heal. They're afraid to be the best version of themselves because like it's almost like then they'll have to admit to themselves that they could have done it sooner. Or that's their reasoning. Like deep down they're like, oh, if I'm in control of my life and I'm no one else's puppet, if I'm to admit that to myself, that's quite a hard pill to swallow, that I was never actually under anyone else's control. I was always letting them control me. It was always a choice for me to let myself be controlled. It was always a choice for me to let myself stay in that environment. Whatever this is about, someone doesn't want to admit to themselves that they have free reign over what they do with their life. And that's scary. It's a scary kind of epiphany to have. So whether it's you, whether it's someone around you, basically there is healing that's going to come, but they kind of have to push through this fear and understand that. And not be too hard. Don't be too hard on yourself if this is you and you're like, oh, I could have healed sooner. Things are happening exactly in the right time. But just trust, like, just because you could have healed sooner, if you think that, doesn't mean that you should waste even more time not healing now, if that makes sense. This could also be about staying. I feel like some of you are staying in a toxic job because you're like, oh, I've been here 20 years though. Does that make sense? I've been here 20 years. And then so it's like, well, why leave now? Well, before you've spent 20 more years there. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it makes sense for some reason in our minds to be like, but I've committed this much of my time to here. And it almost makes you feel like that means that you've created some type of invisible value or some invisible commitment that means you should stay there even longer because you've already stayed there that long, why not? But it actually makes no sense. It makes sense, but it makes no sense. Sometimes I think we can be convinced or almost brainwashed by daily reality to feel invincible and like we're going to be around forever, but I hate to say it, nobody wants to hear this on a consistent basis anyway. Sometimes we need to hear this, you're not going to be around forever. So just because you spent 20 years at a job, don't spend any more time there if you feel trapped and if you feel afraid and if you feel stuck there. Clarify the Five of Wands. You're not as stuck as you feel you are. I feel like someone's watching this going, easy for you to say, I've got no other choice. Someone here is going, I have no choice but to stay in the position I'm in. You try being in my shoes, you silly little random girl. Like, I feel like there's someone, and I hate to break it to you, but there's always another choice. You can create another path. I may not be in your shoes, but I know you can make new shoes. Clarify the Five of Wands. Clarify the Five of Wands. You have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is clarity, Ace of Swords is truth. This is also a message to me whenever I get the Ace of Swords of like, you are doing better than you think, you are on the money, somebody is listening, and this is resonating with people more than I realise. With the Five of Wands and Ace of Swords, again, I said there's something here, King of Swords too, about you communicating something. And you making sure that you at least say what needs to be said, even if it gets taken the wrong way, even if somebody is going to misunderstand it or mistake it, they're going to take it the way that they want to take it. What's important is that you know you've tried. You know you've knocked on that door, you know that you've tried to communicate the best you can, and you can communicate the perfect sentence, the perfect thing that makes the most sense, and still it can fall on deaf ears. But still there's something where within your soul, within your body, you need to know that you've tried. You need to know that you've at least put it out there. You've done your part, and you can walk away and go, I've tried my best. I've said everything I know, I've said everything I can say. It's been done. You're on your own. Whatever that's about. With the Five of Wands though, it's almost like this conflict within. If you don't communicate to someone else, whatever that's about, whether it's helping someone else out of a stuck situation, or helping yourself and communicating that to others, whatever it's about, there's a need to talk. Whether it's heard or not, it might be heard from a certain group of people but not the others. One person might get you, one other one might not. But as long as you've said your piece, you've then got peace to know you've done what you could do, if that makes sense. You've tried your best. Clarify the King of Swords. You have the Seven of Wands. This is standing up for yourself. This is standing up for others that can't stand up for themselves with the King of Swords. I feel this need to kind of say, there's something about a fear of being not liked. For some of you, not all of you, some of you don't give a crap, which is great, but there's a good amount of you watching that have a fear of being not liked once you say what needs to be said. And with the Seven of Wands, it's almost as if I think the opposite's going to happen. There's going to be more respect and more value put onto your name and put onto you the second you start saying what has to be said, rather than being pleasing, rather than saying what someone else might want to hear or what you think they want to hear. Something where the opposite is going to happen. The second that you're like, well, I really don't want you to not like me, I really don't want you to think I'm a bad person, but I have something I need to say, and it's just like respect. There's going to be respect given to you for saying what needs to be said, rather than just saying what is expected of you to say. You're going to do the hard thing. Like, this all started on the Fool card, which is doing the scary thing. Say the scary thing. It's actually going to bring you more respect to be real, to be honest, to be raw. Rather, like, it's going to bring you more. Some of you are almost scared to be, you don't want to be seen as harsh or cruel, because you may know a lot of people, King of Swords, that are unemotional and harsh and say the wrong thing or say the thing that brings pain. And you're like, I don't want to be seen like that. And you're not. You're just saying the thing that, if it brings someone pain, it's like you're not talking badly about someone. What's that saying? It's like, if you think I'm talking badly about you, maybe I was just saying something bad that you've done to me or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking bad about you. I'm just telling someone something bad that happened that you did to me. Like, and it's just putting that blame back onto whoever caused you pain in the first place. And there's something here where it's that, but it's the opposite. You're not actually speaking badly. You're just saying something, and if it hurts someone, it's because you're bringing truth to a situation. This is like the truth hurts, right? But it's like, if no one's willing to say the truth, how can anybody heal that hurt? That was deep. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Tiny Tall Tarot Tuesdays.